Hey fellas, this is Steve at Subthump, and today I want to talk about our 2016 Camaro Non Bose amp harness. This harness is a sample that we got from our new manufacturer, and basically it works a lot like the T harness from the 5th generation Camaro. But the thing about the new systems on the new Camaros, the 2016 and 17s and up, is that they are digital. It's called a MOS system. So basically, the signals coming from the radio to the amp are digital, and you cannot intercept those signals before the amp. So you need to retain the stock amp to essentially de-scramble the audio signals. So what this harness does is it plugs in after the amp. So your speaker leads that go from your amp to all your speakers, this will plug in between. And we made this 4-channel. We originally were just going to do a sub out harness, but then we got to thinking, if we made this 4, this harness will actually double as what we in the 5th generation called the FARC harness. So it's really a dual purpose harness, and I'll show you. You know, you've got 4 sets of outputs. So coming off your amp, you know, your normal radio signals will go out to all your speakers, but we've tapped in and we've got left front, right front, left rear, right rear, and we've color coded those, so you know they're very easy to figure out which ones they are. So when you add a sub, you really only need to use 1 set, and then the other set that you don't use, you'll just tape off or whatnot. But here's the important thing about this harness, where it's dual purpose. If we take and cut this harness about right here and peel these back, so these 4 are going into our new amp, then the outputs of our 4-channel or what have you can feed back into these wires once this is cut, and now we're amping all the wires that go out to all our speakers. So it's really a nice dual purpose harness that will save us from doing 2 different types of harnesses like we did in the 5th generation Camaro, where we did the plug and play and then the separate parts for the FARC. Now again, this is only the non-Boston amplifier. There's at least 3 different systems. There's a bass stereo with no amp. There's an amp system, I think, in the 1LT and the 1SS, and then of course the Bose and the 2LT and 2SS. So this is for the non-Bose. And we found out that the Bose system is a little bit different, and it's going to take a different harness, so this cannot be used on the Bose amp. And we'll put a picture of the 2 different amps, but I'll describe them a little bit. If you look at the non-Bose amp, or if you have a non-Bose amp, look at the fins on the amp, because the fins go straight across. On the Bose amp, that's what I have in my car, the fins run on a diagonal. So that's the easiest way to tell. Just look at your amp. So again, this is a sample that we got. We're going to test this out. I had a mock-up that we've already tested, so I'm certain this is good to go. So we're just waiting on pricing, and then it won't be long before we'll have stock of these. We started with this harness because it's really going to be the easiest harness. The Bose harness is going to, I'm sure it's going to give us some fits, just finding the parts and different things. So we decided to knock this one out and make it available, and then we'll come back and we'll start working on the Bose. So that's it for now. Just you know, if you have the non-Bose amp and you want to either add a sub or amp your speakers, or you know, you could even use this to amp your current speakers, and if you want to put a set of 6x9s in your rear, put a 6-channel amp in your car, and run the back 2 channels off of the 5th and 6th channels on your new amp. So it's pretty flexible and lets you do a lot of different things. So that's it for now.